In this lesson, we're going to look at using the partial product strategy for multiplication, and this is going to be with 3-digit numbers multiplied by a 1-digit number. In our first example, we're going to multiply the number 345 times 4. Now, sometimes the partial product strategy is also called the area model. So in 3rd grade, you may have seen it called the area model, because we are going to be breaking down the number 345 into its place value parts and then multiplying each part by the number 4. That's why we're going to get partial products. Partial means part, and product means the answer to the multiplication problem. So I have one factor of 4, and I'm multiplying that factor times 345. Okay, let's look at 5 times 607. First of all, I'm going to draw my box to put my 607 in. This time I don't have any tens to separate out, but I do have 6 in the hundreds place. 0 tens and 7 ones, and I'm multiplying them by the factor of 5. So I start with my biggest box. 5 times 6 is 30, plus the 2 extra zeros. Gives me 3,000 for 600 times 5. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 7 is 35. Goodness. Maybe I should just use my finger instead. So then if I add these partial products together, the 3,000 plus the 0 plus the 35, oh, a finger works much better. 0 plus 0 plus 5 is 5. 0 plus 3 is 3. 0 plus nothing is 0. 3 plus nothing is 3. 1, 2, 3, comma me. So my answer is 3,035. 5 times 607 is 3,035. For a final example here, we're going to do 8 times 426. I know that 426 is equivalent to 400 plus 20 plus 6. I'm going to add in my boxes for those. $400, 20, and 6. And we're multiplying by 8 this time. So I look at my partial products. 8 times 4 is 32. Add my 2 zeros on, that makes 3,200. 8 times 2 is 16, plus the 0 makes 160. And 8 times 6 is 48. Those are my partial products. Then I just add them together. 3,200, 160, 48. That's 8. That's 10. Make a trade. 2 plus 1 is 3, plus 1 more is 4. 3 plus nothing is 3. 1, 2, 3, comma me, comma me. And my answer is, my product, 3,408. Now I'm going to show you one other way that is very similar to this but doesn't use the boxes. It's called distributive multiplication, and it uses the same process of breaking it down into the place value parts and multiplying by the other factor, but it looks a little bit different. So in this example, we're looking at 596 times 4. I know that I'm multiplying by the single factor of 4, and the 3-digit number is 596. Now the way that this works is I would take that factor, 596, and I'm going to split it into its 3 place value parts. So I have 500, I have 90, and I have 6. And then I'm going to distribute this 4 to each of those parts. So I'm going to multiply the 500 times 4. I'm going to multiply the 90 times 4. And I'm going to multiply the 6 times 4. Same as what we did with the area model or the partial products. So 500 times 4, if I do that, it gives me 2,000. 5 times 4 is 20, plus the 2 zeros. 9 times 4 is 36, plus the 0 makes 360. And 6 times 4 is 24. Then I add these together. These are my partial products, like what would be in the boxes. To get my final product, I just add them together. Let's look at one more example of this. Here we're going to multiply 372 times 4. So I take my 372 and I break it down into its 3 place value parts because it's a 3-digit number. So that would be 370 and 2. Then I'm going to multiply each of those by the factor 4. So times 4, times 4, times 4. That's going to give me my partial products. So 3 times 4 is 12, plus the 2 zeros. 7 times 4 is 28. Oops. Plus the extra 0 from the 70. And then 2 times 4 is 8. When I add those partial products, that's these guys, together, I get 8, 8, 4, and 1. 1,488. So either of those strategies would work. Some people prefer the area model or the partial product strategy. Some people prefer distributive, which is like this. It's based on your personal preference. So this has been a lesson on partial product multiplication with a little bit of distributive multiplication thrown in. And hopefully you have learned from this lesson. Distributive.